Hello YouTube, it's Sign here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we are doing another first impressions review for a manga. Today we're going to be looking at Perfect World, which looks like this. My iPad's far away, so I can't show it to you guys physically, but there you go. It's written by Ray Aruga, and it's published by Kodansha, both in Japan and here in the US. And the demographic is josei. If I remember correctly, it's in their Kiss magazine. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's what it was. In terms of genres here, we're looking at a drama and romance series. And yeah, it makes sense that definitely fits the bill. Other than that, there really isn't any other genres here, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Romance and drama are what it is. And in terms of adaptation, this does have a TV drama and a live action movie. Now, I don't know if they're any good, but the source material seems to be pretty interesting, so they might be relatively good, but I'm not too sure. So the premise here is basically that there's these two people from high school that are now grown and adults and are starting their professional lives, and one of them is this male character called Ayukawa, who used to be this kind of like basketball ace in high school, and he was a pretty popular guy and he had a pretty good life going on. But then he got a spinal injury, and now he's in a wheelchair. And the female character Kawana here liked him as when they were in high school, and she hadn't really thought about him in years. And they meet again in this work party in Tokyo. They used to be from somewhere in like a little town. And they meet again, and Kawana's feelings start to resurface. And this kind of goes in direct conflict with Ayukawa's kind of, what's it called? View on how he wants to live his life. And they kind of start to develop this relationship again after they meet at work, and it kind of starts to turn into romance. However, there's a lot of things that they have to work through because of his injury, and I think it's actually really, really interesting. Now, I'm not gonna lie here and say that I was hooked from the immediate beginning, because I really wasn't. The first two chapters are interesting, but they're not really amazing. There's nothing about them that really like spoke to me, connected me with any of the characters. In general, I was just like iffy on it, because I think in a rather realistic fashion, Kawana is like unsure if she wants to, start a relationship with the male character Ayukawa, but she also knows that her feelings are real. And I really wasn't interested in this because, I don't know, I didn't find it to be meaningful. I thought that it was a little too like messed up to be like deciding this. Like, do I want to be with a person in a wheelchair? Like, it's a very realistic thing, but it was so realistic that it made me a little bit like, oh man, that kind of sucks, And I thought it was, like, looking back on it, it's actually a really good thing that the characterization was so well done. However, it wasn't really interesting to me, early on. However, after reading chapter 3, I think it was really good, because chapter 3 introduced this character called Haruto, I think, and he was also someone with a spinal injury, and he was kind of relatively new and recent to it. And him talking with Ayukawa, and then having him kind of take him to play basketball with some other, people in wheelchairs, was actually really meaningful to him. And he kind of had this like realization that he could still be happy and he could still live his life in a wheelchair. That I think was really good. That kind of human connection and this kind of development of Ayukawa's character really cemented this story to me as like something that I wanted to read. And then that immediately develops into properly playing with the romance dynamic of the story, and I think it's really good. I think it actually ends up being a very good story. However, it does take a little bit to get there, but I mean, the whole volume is only 170 something pages, so it's really not that tough to read or get through. But like I said, the first two chapters were kind of slow, and they feel a little too real, and so they're kind of a little bit uncomfortable. In the sense that, like, yeah, I would probably do this too, and I'm not sure that I appreciate that realization because it makes me feel very shallow and shitty. Because I mean that's the point of the story. That's the point of what she's trying to go through and what it's trying to show, right? But it also shows that, hey man, there's actually some, you know, realistic problems and developments between this that that have to be overcome, and so it actually ends up being a really interesting story. So yeah, I definitely want to check out more of this. I definitely think that this is a digital only book. Well, actually, no, never mind. I know that there's physical copies of this. However, in my preference, I think I'm going to keep it digital. So I'm going to have to wait for a sale. Hopefully they have a Perfect World on sale sometime soon. And yeah, and that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.